All right, welcome back. It's game number 3. Tied up now 1-1, spawning here in the bottom right corner of the map. It's going to be Team Liquid's TaeJa.
Never left as the blue Zerg. It's Leenock.
I feel like it's been so long since we've been allowed to use Game Heart for anything. Like, the saturated colors are really nice, but they caught me so off guard. I was like, whoa, what? But, of course, with this comes a lot of other cool features, like these small pings on the minimap. Are you getting the sensor bars?
I am not.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I thought that was only on ours anyways, like with the graphs.
Nah, it's based off the WCS, the modeling. Actually, I think I may have to turn the saturation down a little bit. Where's that gameplay? Because I think, yeah, my color intensity plus the Game Heart color intensity overdoes it. I'll turn that back up just a smidge. We'll stick it on 5, guys. We'll go halfway. Don't want it to be too ridiculous, but we want it to look nice. Anyway, so Leenock last game, man. That game just, I don't know, a million times over. We see that fast third CC, we see all our responses to it, and it sucks because I mean it's all about that scouting information. If Leenock had never seen that, Leenock may have very well played a more defensive game. He himself may have tried to take that third or move on towards greedier builds, but when you spot weakness, you have to pounce on it, because if you let TaeJa get away with a third CC, you're gonna have a bad frickin' time.
Yeah. And I'm not saying having those 2 engineering bays lost in the game, but it did not help. So besides that, having that 1-1, they're also just plain wasn't a bunker already prepared.
Yeah, it compiled very quickly, and we've actually seen that become so popular lately. I'd say especially over the last half a year, where Terran players have begun putting double engineering bays as part of the wall. Now the logic is it's got more health, it can soak damage better than banelings, or sorry, better than depots when it comes to those baneling busts, but I can't see that outweighing. Like, any amount of roaches could just sit there and focus fire them down. It sucks.
Well, yeah, I guess the argument against that is that you're never going to have only engineering bay wall. You're going to have supply depots somewhere anyways, and that's the weak point in your wall.
Yeah. I said, not a big fan of it, but I think the only time I've seen something cool come of it was we're casting WCS America with Ryung. That's about it. Like, every other time we see it, it either has no impact on the game whatsoever, or it costs the Terran player way too much.
Yeah, I think it's more just like you're going to get those 2 buildings anyways, so as opposed to like slapping down your supply depots maybe faster than you would want, you throw on that instead. It walls off a bit faster as well because you're a bit bigger. I don't know, but I just think I don't... Personally, I don't like it. It's also just ugly, you know, like cosmetically. It doesn't fit well.
Right? And it's like barely symmetrical, so I mean, please.
It's like having all supply depots on overgrowth. It just is like, ugh.
I know, no. All supply depots on overgrowth don't fit properly though. So you have to like wedge in that weird little kind of extra 2 in the back or whatever. But anyways, the bunker does come down out of TaeJa, so no fast third C, but a safe opener nonetheless.
Yeah. I mean, this is like really a simple step that can stop you from taking too much damage when it comes to like just roach attacks. Of course, the roach laying all in, it gives you just a little bit more time to actually repair something that is also attacking, as opposed to engineering bays, which don't. Maybe one day it'll be upgraded to missile turrets. That'd be cool.
Maybe. I can't. For TaeJa's sake, like, there's a lot less pressure on him at the moment. Like, do you really think? I mean, do you think there's anything where TaeJa's like, oh my god, I need to come out of this with a perfect score?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So, I mean, I think that's like something the community hypes up and has a bit of fun with, but I mean, just generally speaking, I think if TaeJa wins, that's great, but there's not pressure on him to win this one. Like, he's not knocked out of the group if he loses, whereas Leenock's kind of in that opposite spot. Leenock's like, he's on the verge of being kicked out, one of the first players, if he can't win this series.
Yeah. So TaeJa not feeling the pressure, just go for a 3cc build again, just, you know, a little more mindful maybe of what's coming out of the eggs, or scanning the main or something. The bunker already helped out a little bit as well. But again, it goes back to the whole like, well, if Leenock can't just all in and get good damage, or just plain old win, is he going to win against TaeJa? I think that the King Sejong is probably his best bet for a macro game. He did pretty effective run-bys on a map where I think that they really shouldn't be, Deadwing. But he made it work. So, and King Sejong is like really well known for counterattacks. There's so many avenues, especially if you break down the back rocks, that Ling attacks and Muta counterattacks are a lot more effective.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. So Helling's just posture out here for the time being. TaeJa actually did sneak in that third CC, not quite the fastest one possible, but the one thing I was a little bit curious about, like, again, you know, you see those Hellings at the front lines, it's so tempting to make those Hellbats. It's been a very popular all-in, but the thing about TaeJa that I love most is he is capable of playing, like, actually any style. You should be able to say this about all pro gamers, but you can't. Like, there are some guys out there that just can't do mech. They can't do certain pushes. They can't pull it off with any success. I mean, hell, there's a period of time where, like, you take some of the best players in the world. My favorite to rag on, because, I don't know, just it's funny to me. It's like Innovation. TVT for a long time could not do Banshees. It just never worked. So it's, I mean, everybody's got their vices, but TaeJa is not one of them. Not when it comes to stuff like this.
Everything's lining up for both players. 1-1, Overlord speed. Macro hatchery here is not nearly as bad as it would be if it was against Protoss. Actually, not bad at all, but versus Protoss is another forceful for them, and they would thank you.
Well, with the third CC being established and the third hatchery down, actually Leenock jumping already to a macro hatchery, so looking to get that production up pretty quick here. I think this really gets undervalued, the effect of this. It is a lot of the time the Zerg players don't have this macro hatchery. That's where we start seeing the supply dip. You know, it's very classic in TV, anything really. You know, you take a couple of small fights and all of a sudden you're ahead by like 40 supply and the game is spiraled out of control. But with this extra hatchery, with the extra larva, I mean, Leenock will be able to stay toe-to-toe with TaeJa.
TaeJa is getting prepped to do that push, so finally we're going to see some action. Leenock chooses to go for the base off to the right. I gotta wonder if this is just simply because, like, if this is a decision that Zerg players are making based off, like, what happened to the game, the creeps are being killed on the left side. Like, even if he replaces it, that 10 seconds might not be enough to just be like, well, it's going to be useless anyways. I'm going to take the one off to the right.
I can't help but think, like, with the fact that he had already taken in those rocks, this base shoulda, woulda, coulda been better, but... oh man, the notorious pinger is back. There's the depot wall down, and there's a couple of banelings. I mean, the problem is though, like, if you bust the wall, he's got nothing for the mineral lines. Zerglings alone won't cut it. He either needs more banelings, or he has to find that army of positions so he can run around it. Either way, not preferable for Leenock. So, pulling back for the moment, not a bad idea.
I like this Marine. Sacrifice for a good cause, man. Don't worry about it.
He's getting closed in on, man. 3 different ways, 3 different attacks. He's no way out. Hellions from behind, Marines from the front. It's not devastating for Leenock to lose this, but actually get some decent trades here. Not as good as this run by that sneaks past everything else. TaeJa a little too focused, but that, oh my god, that Widowmine shot.
Yeah, that really helped out. Now the remaining units and the ones coming out of the barrack should be enough to deal with it as long as he pays attention.
Oftentimes when Zerg start crying about the Widowmine, I'm the first one to just roll my eyes, but that was a pretty good shot.
I'm just surprised that they burrowed in time.
Yeah, same. More lanes being routed around the southern side of the map. They can't quite break this wall, but if these depots are down yet again, I mean, TaeJa got a cutoff guard once.
Now, I think the most important thing is that I did keep TaeJa back for just even 30 seconds more from the actual attack. Now TaeJa's getting a little fed up. Widowmine, do your job.
There's no second wall. Uh-oh, please, not me.
Daeshi!
You son of a gun. This is a pretty dire situation to be caught in here, but yo, we got a donation. I'm assuming maybe check yours too, because it's Mr. Jackus. This guy's usually super fucking generous. Shout out says, woohoo! DreamHack! Hype! All caps lock. Sometimes I lay awake at night and I think about waffles. Love you, bro. Great casting is all. And then it cuts off because the message is too long. But Jackus, $50, man. That is way too generous. Huh. You always make me blush. Thank you so much, dude.
Here's what he said to me. Hi, Jess. You're many good. Very caster. How are you? Enjoying DH so far. My caps lock is suck.
You got doged on. And I got caps locked on.
It's been a while since I've gotten doged on.
Alright, so Daeshi, he's a player, guys. He knows that there's no way that was intentional. That was clearly a crash or something. That sucks, but Anyways, a couple of Wood Mines going to clear out some of the links here. There's no second depot up. I didn't even realize. I thought it was just down. There's no second depot up for TaeJa. Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Banelings go past the Marauders into the Marines. It's a bit hectic all over the place. But TaeJa is bleeding out SCVs, whereas Leenock's economy remains untouched. Loses the hatchery here, maybe, but that's not even the worst case scenario for him. He still sits on 67 drones very happily behind this.
Yeah. Surprisingly, Leenock's upgrade's finishing much further ahead than TaeJa's.
Yeah, 2 versus 1.
Half the upgrade.
This drop is completely killed. Medevacs have got to book it, and hopefully these reinforcements can save them. Very expensive units at this stage of the game. Can't really afford to replace. That's a lot of Wood Mines going, actually.
Yeah, it might be better to doesn't even need to.
Looks like some friendly fire did take out one of the medevacs. A little bit unfortunate that we're got another medevac goes down. Wood Mines, you scum. But I think TaeJa is in a lot of freaking trouble. Not quite the verge of defeat, but almost. I mean, this hasn't compiled. There's no Banelings behind this, really. Okay, there's 6 Banelings behind this, but well, I don't think it's going to push to win through TaeJa's production. Boy, has Leenock knocked TaeJa down a peg.
Yeah. It's actually really nice. He doesn't have a 4th command center like already on the way either, which might be something we see in other games. And that's just like, well, I mean, he's going to expand. He's going to have 4 times. Nah, it's only 3 times, so although it is still pretty good. His upgrade's finally finished. But Leenock, now he has like a breather. He's had a couple of breathers already, but now even an even bigger one where you can get Invitation Pit, maybe go up to Hive, and then when he has another one, he can get to 3-3.
Alright, so I think one of the big questions at the moment is, like, can Leenock keep up this momentum, right? Like, this is a good spot to be in, but once again, he finds himself with, like, a lot of Zerglings and not that many Banelings, so it might be hard to take a big army fight, but still, the Swarm essence is very real.
Unit count, not really all that high enough to, stay on top of production and really abuse TaeJa, but TaeJa, he's getting to that really great army. He's finally got those upgrades again. Not gonna be able to start 3-3. At least start +3 weapons. Interestingly, she's gonna transition into Blue Flame Hellions or Hellbats.
Well, one of the things I do like about Leenock's done here is, like, he didn't just turtle up on 3 bases. He didn't say, okay, I took a victory and I'm just gonna sit tight. Like, he's still harassing a little bit here. He takes a base over here to the right, and well, we caught the tail end of that explosion. There's still Zerglings and Banelings trying to control the map. So he knows TaeJa's still, like, there's no ninja base to take on this map. He's got control of this.
Yeah. Good attempt at shielding his reduction, but again, with a certain amount of mutas, like, no missile turrets are going to be enough.
You get to a point and you just no longer care. I think it's the sort of place that comes down to. You're like, oh, this will take me but a moment.
Couple Marines aren't even quite enough. These also have, well, they only have +1. +2 is about to finish.
The problem is, again, a lot of focus on these mutas and not a whole lot of Banelings in play. So taking any sort of army fight, pretty much out of the question. Because he can never swoop in with the mutas. There's too many Thors. He can never quite roll in with the Banelings. There's too many Marauders. I mean, it's a bit of an awkward situation here where he can't, like, for Leenock's sake, like, okay, he's ahead, but he can't really just push to auto win. Even just now taking a huge loss with those Lings, but still the Mutas getting the job done of what they need to do in the main, just constantly applying this pressure, constantly killing SCVs, and this has got to be so frustrating for TaeJa to deal with.
Yeah. He is still on 56 as 2 more pop out, and the 4th, it is a case where the 4th is done and actually going over, so any SCV losses, barring, like, 40 SCV losses, won't be so bad. He knows that Leenock is on 5 bases now. Maybe we start thinking about dropping. Oh, he doesn't know about the middle one, but maybe a guessing if the middle one is taken.
I don't know if you can open it with this UI, but if you can access the DHOpen chat, you might want to mention that we're see if Bunny and Son will wait. They might be starting soon.
Okay.
But anyways, Leenock's still just clearing the production here, and he still hasn't caused devastating damage. He's trading army for army, a couple SCVs, that's cool. It's this attack in the middle of the map I'm more interested in. Doesn't get a lot done, no big surround on the command center, no big cancel. I mean, for all things considered, like, okay, TaeJa's clearing out a lot of Marines at the cost of a muta or 2. As he bleeds these out, that's gas, so that's not really an effective win for him. He's not picked off a lot of the reactors, and the production was never really hurt. He just killed a lot of Marines, it was a big nuisance. But this push in the middle of the map, I mean, like, there's going to be Ultralisks ready to meet it. There's a lot of Banelings out. I mean, TaeJa doesn't really have a lot of money to work with, stuck on 3 bases for the time that he has been. Whereas Leenock, alright, his bank is not out of control, but it's a bank.
1 second.
Meanwhile, yeah, Zergling's still darting around the middle of the map trying to dodge past these blue flame Hellbats guys. So they do have that nice damage bonus here. But Bailing's on the right side. He might just be looking to go for this big squish. This big, like, triple angled attack. No, he actually sends some Zerglings over here to try and run by, but the production will catch these. I really want to... This wall is still up. I don't know what he's planning to do with this attack. This one I'm a little bit perplexed by. I'm assuming some sort of sandwich where you try to run in from behind in the front, but I mean, this, like, if this wall was down, then yeah, he rolls in, it's hilarious, you kill all the SCVs, GG, it's over, but this segment here is just a bit odd. He is going to wait for the Ultras, does have a couple out, waiting for a couple more. I love that he's going for pathogen glands behind us. I think this is a big deal. But for TaeJa's sake, too, I really like he's throwing down missile turrets, he's trying to fortify his position here in the middle of the map, but, you know, this isn't going to cut it. Like, a 4th base is what he needs, more than an army win, I feel.
Everything's pairing up well for Leenock. A bank, 3/3 upgrades, even a pathogen glands. You actually have any infestors right now? Not so much. And he is max. He's going to have to sacrifice something to get there.
Well, Leenock is waiting to try and get in here. It's... Okay, it's going to be a push. Ultras are not on the front lines, though, so they're not going to be here to soak those Widowmine hits should there be any, but... Oh my god, there's just so many Banelings. Like, TaeJa can split all day, but there's just going to be a massacre one way or another. That armor supply gets pretty hard for both players, but again, Leenock can quickly make 46 Lings, 3 more Ultras. Like, he can remax off this pretty nicely. Banelings wrap around the backside, pick off a lot of the SCVs. The Planetary dies it with 3 Ultralists. Leenock's looking to fight his way back into this group.
I think he's going to win this series.
Yeah, he's moments away from beating back TaeJa. If he does, this puts him back in the standings, maybe versus San, but that's a big maybe. As he continues to push here, he's got to back away, realizing, okay, it's just Ultras, but TaeJa's still going to tap out. Good game is called. Leenock will win 2-1 over Liquid TaeJa.